Welcome to Euractiv's EU Tweets of the Week. Orban's audacity is right off the chart. An EU support scheme, will everyone take part? And a bored, lockdown world makes its own art. This week we are supported by EUREMA, the European Insulation Manufacturers Association. More about them later on. As you can see, we've had another change of scene. Well, the tone has been set by pretty much every single US talk show host, so here we are, Tweets of the Week from my living room. This week in Hungary, Viktor Orban's ruling party gave him carte blanche to rule by decree without a time limit. Julia Ivan of Amnesty International noted that the new rules voted through by the Fidesz government also punish critical journalism. The European Commission has responded, saying that rule of law and democracy should not be undermined by the current COVID-19 pandemic, but didn't mention Orban by name. James Crisp said it was a paper-toothed response from von der Leyen. Euractiv's Beatrice Rios added that if you have a member state that has consummated an authoritarian drift using a global pandemic as leverage and you're not even able to name it, then you have a problem. Making use of the pandemic to build a permanent state of emergency is politically dangerous and morally unacceptable, said former Council President and head of the EPP, Donald Tusk, also without naming names. Viktor Orban has now officially become the Lord Voldemort of EU politics. In other words, he who must not be named, tweeted Diego Velázquez. But later on, Euronews' Shona Murray revealed that Tusk had sent a letter to the EPP group calling again for Fidesz's expulsion. This week, we are supported by the European Insulation Manufacturers Association, who have published a new paper on how a renovation wave across Europe could be a driver for a decarbonised, sustainable and healthy built environment and a stimulus for economic recovery. Find out more about that online. And speaking of economic recovery, the European Commission unveiled its SURE scheme that aims to support short-time work caused by the pandemic. Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said it will help the most affected EU countries, including Italy and Spain. Spoof account Martini Seltzemeyer thought, however, that it looked something like this. Makes an extremely loud noise, but no one can actually figure out how to play it. The news comes as arguments continue over the so-called Corona bonds. Based on the EU's track record, Harris Samaras fears the debate could go on forever, particularly as German Chancellor Angela Merkel doesn't seem to be listening, as Pascal Thibault depicted here. Another failure of communication saw the UK failing to sign up for the EU procurement scheme for ventilators despite its shortage because it missed an email, according to Number 10. Now it turns out British officials took part in at least 4 procurement meetings, revealed MP David Lammy. Michael Gove put it down to a communication confusion, reported Jennifer Rankin, while Burley Monster thought it was all just a bit Little Britain. Yeah, but no, but I'll admit, Boris does bear a passing resemblance to Vicky Pollard. Finally, some good news. Not that April has one day fewer in March, as Gary Lineker tweeted, but the tremendous ingenuity put in by people in lockdown in recreating artwork from the Getty Museum. Among our favourites are Lady with Plastic Bag on Head, the TV Movers, Pillowhead Tape Face, Screaming Potato, and of course, the timeless Toy Dog and Duvet Wedding. And that's it for another week of Snark. We're on our scheduled Easter break next week. Can't wait, but join me again soon for more Tweets of the Week.